Fresno State Bulldogs, gentlemen, at the Kansas Jayhawks. My goodness. Shout out McLovin. Talking about Kansas here. We always got to shout out our guy. Freddie, we're going to go to you first, baby.
Give me Kansas. Listen, I know that Kansas over the past couple of years have been riddled by injuries, and that's really been something sad to see because Kansas was such a great story a couple of years ago, and they ended up being ranked in the top 15. I think they were like what 8-0, 9-0 at one point, and then ended up losing like the last three games, including a bowl game, something crazy like that. Kansas is spending a lot of money on their football program. I don't know if you guys have seen the new renderings for the stadium, training facility, gym, like all that stuff. They're spending money in athletics and more so in the football than traditional basketball sense. So that shows me that they're going to start taking it serious. So give me Kansas to win this game against Fresno State. Shout out McLovin.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'll tell you right now, as far as looking at this lineup, this matchup here, I think Fresno's going to be kind of underrated. I see the 13.5 point spread, at least on ESPN. I think they're going to cover that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think it's going to take Kansas a couple of weeks to actually get their legs under them, which, lucky for them, I don't think they play an actual, like, challenge of a football game for about 4 or 5 weeks. But I think Fresno State's going to give them their toughest challenge through the first handful of weeks. And I expect Kansas to pull away at the very, very end. It's like you said, Freddie, they're starting to put a lot of money into their football program. I think they realize that the amount of money that's at Kansas, it's the largest brand in the Big 12 right now. That's without a doubt in my mind. It is the largest, with Utah and Texas Tech being kind of right there with them. But the money that their basketball program has brought in over the years, if they could even tap into somewhat of a heartbeat in football, Kansas would run away with being the premier team of their league, right? And I think they see that opportunity in front of them. I'm just not convinced that they're fully there yet. It's going to take a while to actually get to that point. I was really hot on Kansas last year. I was really like riding the Kansas hype train. I'm going to kind of jump off of it a little bit. Like I said, they're going to win this game, but I got Fresno covering the spread in this one.
Guys, I'm not mad at what either of y'all are saying about Kansas and about Fresno State here. Last year, the biggest availability you can have is being healthy. Jalen Daniels for Kansas has not been able to do that over the last few seasons. He plays 6 to 7 really good games, and then all of a sudden he gets injured, and then Kansas kind of falls off. And I'm kind of with what Quinn said 2 or 3 years ago. I'm talking about, hey, Kansas might be winning the Big 12, and now it's like, okay, or do we have Kansas that has been winning games the last few years? Or are we going back to who Kansas was and losing 8, 9, 10 football games a year? And it's getting pretty close. And again, a few years ago, we'd be talking about how that head coach should be at an SEC Power Five school across the nation, how good he's been. And now it's, again, just trying to get over the hump of winning 6, 7 games a year and trying to get them further down the road a little bit. And Fresno State was great last year. You got to remember that. They struggled against Michigan early on, but outside of UNLV, who is a strong power in the group of five last year, and losing just barely to Washington State, this team lost only within single digits. They were a very good team, took a Northern Illinois team to double OT in a bowl game. I thought they were great last year, and I think they can do that again. But I'm going to rock with what Quinn said. I think Kansas pulls away very late. I think this is maybe a 28-25, 28-24 game, and Fresno State just barely drops this one because it is in Kansas. But I think you're going to see a lot of different things for them. And you're going to have to Kansas is really going to have to show up this year to have truthers, have believers in their program again, just based on how they've been playing the last few years. So shout out McLovin. We're going to sweep here with Kansas as well. So that's going to be a fun one to watch. I think, honestly, guys, I don't know how y'all feel besides, of course, the marquee Big 12 conference game. I think that could be an underrated, fun first week game right there is that Fresno State, Kansas one.